I don't like the hat, okay?
But you need the hat.
You don't need the hat.
You do need the hat.
Today we will be making fried ravioli. This is a great dish to cook for special events and special occasions. You can make it for your appetizer or your entree. Today what we'll be making is an appetizer form of this fried ravioli. It also, how I'm going to make this recipe, you could make it fried or not. You can make it like a traditional ravioli. A fairly fast-paced recipe. It takes about 30 minutes to make. You can do it with your friends and family. It's a lot of fun. So anyways, let's start. First thing you want to do is get your seasonings. So first off, salt and pepper, fairly basic. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your favorite seasonings. I like to choose rosemary, basil, and fresh French thyme, which are very nice and add great flavor to your fried ravioli. The next thing you're going to want to do is choose out your cheeses. For my recipe, I like to use Parmesan cheese, whole milk ricotta cheese. Alright? Then what you're going to do is you're going to choose a tomato sauce. If you don't like tomato sauce, don't get it. It doesn't really matter. But I like to have tomato sauce on my fried ravioli. Now, the interesting about the fried ravioli is that I actually don't make my own wrappings. What I do is actually get dumpling rolls, which work perfectly. You can fry them and they taste good, like what we're going to do today, or you can just cook them in boiling water for about 6 minutes, and it also tastes fairly good. I just like the fried because it adds a nice texture. Then what you're going to need is, for your frying process and also your making of the ravioli, you're going to need at least 3 eggs. And then you're also going to need some canola oil. And those are the ingredients you're going to need. And lastly, you're going to need some garlic. Alright, so next thing you want to do is grab all your tools that you're going to need. Fairly simple, not a lot of tools. You're going to need some sort of pan to do your frying or your boiling of your raviolis in. You're going to need a knife with a cutting board for the garlic. You're also going to need a pair of tongs to cook with your ravioli. You're going to need 2 bowls, a spoon, and a fork. And then also I would recommend also having some sort of apron, because when you fry, the oil can sometimes pop and get on your clothing, so you don't want to ruin that. So for the filling, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work with our cloves of garlic. So what we're going to need is about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic for if you're making a batch with 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. So what we're going to do is, to get the garlic out of the casing, I guess you could call it, is what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife, put it over the garlic, take the your palm of your hand and press down on the garlic. Alright, this is going to make it so that the wrapper comes straight off and you have the garlic nice and free. Alright, and then you're just going to do that with all of your garlic. Alright, and now once you have all of your skins off your garlic and your area is fairly clean and the skins are out of your way, what you're going to do is you're going to lightly mince them. Always remember bear claw. Bear claw. Now, once you get into the, later on into the part of making the filling, if let's say you want your filling a little bit more zippy, you can always add more garlic. So it's really best to go light on the garlic first, and then you can add more garlic as you go. Alright, now that we have our garlic set, now we're ready to start the mix with our cheeses. So what you're going to do is take your ricotta cheese and just put it all on in there. Next that's going to go in is our Parmesan cheese. And then we're ready to start seasoning. Alright, now that we're ready for seasoning, it's really all about taste. So you're going to do a lot of tasting, and that's why we have this little spoon here. So the first thing we're going to start off with is our salt and our pepper. You're going to want to do a little bit, about a couple cranks of it, and then also a little bit of the pepper also. Once again, you can always add more. It's all about really, at this point, what you like the best. Right? Mix that on it. in our thyme. All right. Just a little bit, not too much. Our rosemary. And then, of course, our basil. Now we're going to start with our wrappers. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate your eggs, your yolk from the white. All right? Alright, so now that we have our eggs, we're all ready to start with our wrapper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of your Wonton Wrappers. Okay? Can you see it? One of the Wonton Wrappers. You're going to take a little bit of your egg white. You're going to put it onto your wrapper. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a spoonful of your filling, about that much. Alright, and put it into the center of your wrapper. Okay? So now what we're going to do is you can either fold it sideways like this. However, how I like to fold it is actually going this way because it looks a lot nicer. Alright, and if some filling comes out on the sides, it doesn't matter. It's okay. And now to make it really just a nice effect, take your fork and you're going to press down on the edges. So now we're going to get to the frying process of the raviolis. So what I like to use is canola oil. It's a healthier type of oil. And what you're going to do is you're going to pour in your oil into the frying pan. This is a very dangerous process. So definitely only fry your ravioli if you're really confident of your cooking skills. Alright, so now we're going to actually fry it. Our oil's heated, I'm wearing my apron. I've also, right next to me, I've got my plate, some paper towels to absorb any excess oil that's on our ravioli. So we're ready to go. Alright, so what we're going to do is take our ravioli. You can do one or two at a time, as long as you're able to handle them in the oil. Alright, and now we're just going to, what we're going to do is we're going to put them down into our oil. Alright, now what we see here is they're starting to cook, they're almost done. How you know that is if you look on the edges, it's starting to brown a bit. It's also starting to get a little bit softer, and they also are going to start to float towards the top, and that's the perfect time to pull them out. Alright, now that our ravioli is fried and all done, what we can do is we can serve it on a plate or in a bowl with your favorite sauce, and just pour it nice and neat on it. Alright, and there we go. There's your fried ravioli. Enjoy! Mmm.
Is the ravioli good, Claudia?
Really good.
Is it good? Did he successfully make it?